kill you all like OJ. This Maggie for real, you must pay. Listen to the way my rap no delay. His mama name him Clay, I'ma call him Clay. Back of the bus with Rosa Parks. Too much to say, watch my remarks. Stop the VA, up top the Philly. Y'all be killing me for real on the really. Recognize the T when you see he. Sport the Kango with Nike. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat. Cute little voice, make your Gucci wet. Came through the crowd, heard your brother booing. Said real low, hey, what's it on? Don't you know I've been rapping on track since back in the days when chicks was 8-track. Relax and jump to it like Duran Duran. Like his buckwheat, still get a tan. Over to your girl, hey, what's your number? You and your crew must be dumb and dumber.
Timberland, understand. Kicking the fly beats, on my fly band. Not be the piper bus, be the fan. Beat, Gary, be the Mickey band. People wanna know where I get my rhythm. Rhythm come from the thing called wisdom. Wisdom is the thing that comes from the dumb. When the clock strikes 12 in his own. People already feeling my groove. Now it's time for me to show and prove. Now it's time to get back to my basics. Chords, please, please, please.
When it come to flows, you best to re-up. Diss me to my face, get the taste slapped out. Crapped out and hit on the plane out to Spain. My mind goes to space when I'm kissing on Jane. Can't stand the rain, but love Missy. I rock with mad folks, so my middle finger pissy. Look for me, I'm Chico, undercover at the Nico. Mag and Sue, oh, got gas from burrito. Lay you like Frito, if you're white, then amido. In my black tuxedo, to rap Al Pacino. Stop in casino, 2 of them in Reno. Not Italiano, but still Gambino. Most of y'all rappers can't do your part. I'ma finish up with your all can't start. Got no heart, I fought on your LP. I'm on your radio and on your TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones. Today, we got a special guest that a lot of you cats are sleeping on. When I first heard about the cat, salute to O'Shea, I was like, whoo, he's spitting some fire. Brother, go ahead and introduce yourself, man, to the audience, bro.
All righty, K-Zag and 20. Thank you, Solo, for having me. And real quick, this is what I want to say about your intro. What I like is that you're not just a nigga behind a screen talking some shit. You're showing clips of you living life and doing your thing. That was dope.
Yeah. Well, Kazag, and it's funny because when I, started to blow up on YouTube, a lot of cats would be like, yo, this is an incel nigga. This is and I'm like, bro, I'm old school. Like, I'm not a PUA, but like I've been in this space for a lot longer than people realize. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started before YouTube, and one of the things that I always advocate is you got to be a practitioner of what you preach. You feel me? And Kazagan, let's talk about that, because we have a lot of people that talk this game shit, but then they get exposed for not practicing what they preach. And I know you've been around too, but tell the people who you are, your history, and then what are your thoughts on fake game gurus, dating coaches, whatever you want to call them, bro?
Well, just real quick, a little bit about me. Prior military, U.S. Army veteran, but I grew up. My father was in the Air Force, retired Air Force, so I was a military brat. We moved all over the place, a lot here stateside, but also overseas. So that's my brief history. As far as me just dealing with women, I started early. When I say I started early, I don't mean having sex early. I mean seeing some shit that a lot of guys wasn't seeing or paying attention to. And I told this story recently. Just a real quick example. When I moved to England, right, I believe I was about 13, 14 years old. and I was seeing this girl, right?
Wait. Were you eating fish and fries, my nigga?
I was eating all that shit. All that shit. I was participating in tea time, all that shit. Right, 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this is just a small snippet, and we can get more into it. But when I was 14, again, 13, 14 years old, I was seeing this one chick, and she ended up leaving me. Because back then, I was an introvert. I was extremely shy. You know what I'm saying? Not like I am now, you know what I'm saying? But back then, I was definitely that. So what ended up happening was she left me and started dating my twin brother. Right? So, again, this happened when I was 13 or 14.
Wait. Hold up. So wait, your twin brother, I'm assuming he looks like you?
Back then, we were identical. I mean, we look a lot different now because we're older and stuff like that. But yeah.
She left you for him, but y'all niggas look the same? Like
Yeah.
Wait, did he have a six-pack or something? Like, or was he more confident? Like, I'm not trying to interject, but why do you think she left for your twin brother? Did he have more
I
mouthpiece, or what?
This is what I think it was. I think that she was enamored with the look. Like, she liked the way. I think she was thinking, I like the way he looks, but his personality is boring. But there's another guy who looked just like him. Maybe his personality is different, more upbeat. And back then, his personality was more bubbly than mine. I was more reserved, more shy. He was more a little bit, extroverted. So I think that's why she went ahead and went that direction. But you got to understand, she had two brothers that we were friends with. So I would always go to their house, and I would see her sitting on my brother's lap and shit like that. So that shit was always in my face, right?
Wait, did it not cause any beef between you and your brother?
Nope. Okay. Nope. I had no issue. At first, it felt funny, but to me, what a lot of guys don't understand, just that one little small thing, it conditioned me to look at women a certain way. Or back then, young girls, it conditioned me to look at them that way. So just that little small snippet that I went through, that catapulted me to ultimately would be the way that I started thinking, even as an adult. But what would happen later on is throughout my high school years, there would be multiple women. Like, I have a total of 3 brothers. There's 4 of us all together. But I have my twin, and I have another brother that's about 1.5 years younger than me. So the 3 of us ran in the same circle. It became a common theme that women would share us or go in between us. They would deal with one brother, and that shit didn't work out. They would go to the next brother. You're on mute.
Exactly. I gotta stop you because Solo TV 84. You already know when you come on my channel, I'm gonna ask you some questions that might be you might not be used to. So when you say sharing, like, y'all was passing them chicks around, was y'all running trains? Like,
me and one of my brothers, we ran trains. Me and my twin, we never ran no train on no chicks. For whatever reason, it never happened. But there would be chicks that I would meet and I would have sex with, and they would find out that I have a twin. So they would say, "So is everything identical between you and your twin?" And I'm like, "Oh, you," and I'm like, I don't know. Because back then I was in the military, he was in college. So I used to always say, well, when he come down for college, you can meet him and you can find out for yourself, right? So I tried to hook that up. It never transpired. But with my other brother, but now a lot of times they wasn't even planned. These women would just do that on their own. They would just, be done with one brother and go to the next brother.
Okay. It's interesting that you mentioned that Kazagan, because I'm going to keep it real with you. One thing I noticed, right? And we can talk about this more later on, but it's this notion that they call it social circle game, right?
Yeah.
And you know what that means, but for the audience that don't know, social circle game is something where people who are in a group, right? They typically, when you always wonder, how did this brother meet this woman? And usually one thing I found out is, they met at a party in college or through friends in college, right?
Right.
But one thing, there's this false notion that in social circle game, Kazagan, you can only meet girls to be in relationships, but people don't realize sometimes there are girls that just come through that just get passed around from brother to brother, and then they set them on their way. And at first, to me, it was like, and the social circle I'm at, like I was telling you behind the scenes right now, the brothers I'm vibing with, they make 6-7 figures. I'm talking about brothers from the age of 30 to 35, black men particularly.
No doubt.
And they be running through some of the same chicks, and I'll be like, but y'all rich niggas. Kazak, do you want to talk about that? Because a lot of people think, no, social circles is only for guys who want to settle down, but there are a lot of women that realize, these dudes are rich niggas. So some of these girls, I don't know, maybe they think that, well, this guy didn't want me, so I'm gonna just move to the next rich one. But guess what? Just like women talk amongst each other, men do too. So men will say, yo, don't wife that chick, but she'll. I mean, what's your take on that, Kazag? And
well,
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish the story. I'm gonna shut up, but I just had to bring that up real quick.
No, that's cool. No, we can move on to your question. No, so what happens is if you think about social circles, okay, it's very similar to dudes having sex with chicks that they work with. Okay, there's a familiarity there. They're familiar with each other. So it's not the same as you going up to a random chick, introducing yourself and trying to get shit popping. There's already a familiarity there where you know each other, you've been dealing with each other. There's a comfort zone. When you're comfortable with people, you talk to them different than you would strangers a lot of the times. Like a lot of guys that have trouble with women, I guarantee you, if you saw them in their workspace, they can have a fluid conversation with women, no problem. But when they meet new women, especially attractive women, that's when they're not really themselves. That's when they temper their words a little bit, and they're very careful.
I'm gonna keep it real with Kazag, and you give a lot of these niggas too much credit. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even think a lot of niggas got social circles in 2021. I think the niggas that do, they already know what they're doing, or they already got it figured out. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of niggas, because let's be real, you got a group of and I'm not bringing up no names, but like incel niggas. Every Saturday they do a live stream. Every Saturday, like, and you know me as well as I do, Kazag. And Saturdays, women like to be seen. Women are very social creatures. They're always going to be at the party. They're always going to be traveling, hiking, whatever. But when you got a bunch of men, it's the middle of June or July, and they sitting at home complaining about women while the women are out there looking to get smashed. Like, a lot of niggas ain't got social circles. Let's keep it real.
It's the summertime. Everybody's at pools. You know what I'm saying? Here in San Antonio, Texas, or just Texas, period, especially South Texas, a lot of people go tubing. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that up in Minnesota, but basically
they go tubing in this dirty ass river out here, bro. I would not touch it. It's dirty as hell, and they be like, the water's brown, Kazagan. It's brown as hell.
See, I wouldn't get in the brown water. Yeah, I wouldn't get in the brown water. But here in South Texas, bro, it's tens of thousands of chicks on these rivers. You know what I'm saying? And they're not brown. A lot of these rivers are clean down here. But there's all these women out here. So to me, like you're saying, you got a bunch of dudes sitting around the campfire complaining about women, and women are all around them. Go out and meet some women. Because look, these women want to have fun. They want to have adventure. They want to have excitement. And a lot of times meeting new men is just that, adventurous and exciting to them. Why not be one of those guys?
Now let me bring this back to the previous question.
Yeah.
Because there was the hater in the chat just now talking about
I saw him.
Tell Kazagan to show receipts, right? Because let's keep it real, Kazagan. There's been some dating coaches that have been exposed in the past. Yeah. Like one dating coach was exposed for paying a couple were exposed for paying girls to be in their infield footage. You know how they go, where they record, stuff like that. Yeah. My thing with receipts has always been, and shout out to Lucario. I mean, you that's your homie. Lucario's my nigga too. Yeah. Now the other nigga y'all rock with, I don't fuck with that nigga, but I fuck with Lucario heavy.
Got you.
No shade. I'm just keeping it real. It's not a secret. But here's the thing. One thing that I like about Lucario is he breaks the game down to such a practical level that even a dummy can get it. But I feel like Kazag, and I say this not to disrespect Lucario, but you bring the game that Lucario talks about, but you bring it more for like advanced niggas. You feel me? Yeah. Like you can go in and out. Like you can talk about advanced shit, or you can talk about basic shit, right? What is your whole take about dating coaches have to show receipts or how do we really know that Kazagan is who he is? Because Kazagan, there's been people that have said, Solo, you don't know what you're talking about. But I've never said I'm a dating coach or an expert. I mean, Kazagan, I'm gonna keep it real. My range right now, where I'm at, 5, 6s, and 7s, and maybe an 8 occasionally because she think I'm rich.
But there ain't nothing wrong with 6s and 7s. There ain't nothing wrong because the 6s and 7s is better than average. Here's the funny part about it. A lot of guys who say show receipts, they wish they can get 6s and 7s on a regular basis. And here's the thing, and I get it. If you're going to be up here talking about the shit that I talk about, Lucario talk about, and other guys, they want to feel like you can get some of the baddest bitches on a regular basis. and they want to see you. They want to see it. I get it. I completely understand it. But here's my thing. When I first started doing YouTube videos back in December 2018, I wasn't doing that shit to be no dating coach. In fact, I said it. I'm not no dating coach. I'm just a nigga that talks shit on the tube. That's what I said. Now, of course, I've been doing it for so long. I have more than 800 videos now. And the shit that I talk about, I can see guys say, well, even though he didn't say he's a dating coach, he's putting himself out there like he's one because of what he talks about and the people that he associate with. Fine, cool, call me whatever. But my thing is this. Listen to the information, okay? There is no way I can make over 850 videos if I was a fake dude. Go back, listen to the catalog. Okay, there's no way I can have that type of longevity and I can fuck with some of the guys that I fuck with who've been doing it for 10 plus years if there was something about me that was off. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I don't got to show a bunch of pictures of chicks or be in a video with chicks because how do you know I didn't pay those chicks? Okay.
Right.
The only look.
See, it's funny because that's what they said about me. Once I started showing my face more and like behind the scenes, niggas were like, "Oh, you paid the girl. We want to see you in bed with her." And I'm like, "Pause."
You see what I'm saying?
Now they moving the goalposts because now at first it was like, "Oh, Solo's an incel." Then they see me out and about doing what I'm talking about that I'm doing. Yeah. Oh no, you pay those girls. We need to see you in bed. So they move the goalposts. But it gets weird. Now you want to literally see me put my what in her?
Exactly.
Zach, and you get what I'm saying. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm pretty sure you've heard some shit like that too.
Bro, look, the only way to really know, number one, you have to be pragmatic and practical. Listen to the information. If what I say don't make sense to you, then it don't make sense. If what I say makes sense to you, then try the shit out. My thing is this. If the only way to really tell if someone is the truth is if you're with them. Like, let's say I live in San Antonio. Let's say one of these dudes came out to San Antonio and said, I'm in your city, bro. I'm at this club, meet me there. And I show up to this random club that I didn't tell you to meet me there, and you just see me doing my thing. Okay, that's the only way for you to really get a true notion on whether or not I'm the truth. Because again, I can falsify shit. I can pay chicks. Like even in the bed thing, I can pay a prostitute to be in her bed with me and then film it and then pay her extra to let me film some shit. But why do I need to go through all that? My thing is this, I'm a grown man. I don't need to prove myself to you. To the nigga that was asking the question, Al, whatever your name is. I don't need to prove myself to you. Either you believe me or you don't. It matters not to me.
Well, because I was talking to a YouTuber yesterday, right? Yeah. And he's a big YouTuber. He's got a lot of subscribers. I'm not mentioning his name. Yeah. He doesn't even talk about the shit that you and I talk about. But he was like, yo, this whole shit is weird to me because I've never had issues with women. So when I hear y'all niggas talk like that shit is like I'll be talking to like 9s and 10s. Like it is, and this was before YouTube. I was talking to baddies. Yeah. And I mean, Kazak, in his defense, he might be watching from the clouds. Yeah. But I was like, yo, bro, no disrespect, but you're a good looking guy. You got a 6-pack. Yeah. But he's like, yeah, but nigga, I didn't always have a 6-pack, but But why do you think that the point I'm trying to make, Kazagan, is a lot of men I've noticed, they try to make women seem to be like this complicated algorithm that you got to push X, Y, Z to figure out. But a lot of women are very simple. Why do you think that men in the manosphere, they complicate women, or do you think that, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, and we talked earlier before we started. Okay, a lot of the times, one of the main reasons guys have problems because they look at women as a problem to be figured out. A lot of guys are successful when it comes to business. Maybe they have their own businesses or, a nice career. They're successful there. And the reason why they're successful there is because they apply logic and practicality, right? When it comes to women, they're too emotional, okay? Women are emotional. Okay, as a man, you have to approach it logically. Okay, but you cannot approach it like you would your job because, as you said, women are simple and women are emotional creatures. I say this: if you know how to appeal to a woman's feminine sensibilities, you can get her. In a lot of cases, you can't get every woman; you're going to get rejected. But what I'm saying, appealing to a woman's feminine sensibilities, I can have a 5-minute conversation with a woman, and I can figure her out. You know what I'm saying? Period. I can take a look at how she looks at me, her body language, and I know exactly how to come at her. I don't think about it. I don't have to worry and wonder if I say this, then she might react like this. Because I'm so in tune with it, I'm just going. But I don't have no pickup lines. I never have. I thought pickup lines were kind of goofy. I literally, I tailor make my interactions for the moment and for the specific woman that I'm speaking to. Because if you talk to a woman long enough, she's going to reveal her personality to a degree to you. And if you're focused and in tune to that, and you have some social intelligence and you know how to read people, a lot of guys don't know how to read women. And the reason why they suck at it is because they're so worried about not being found out. What I mean by that is every guy approaches a woman because you're sexually attracted to her. But a lot of guys don't want to let women know that. They want to hide that. And they want to conceal that because they feel like, well, I'm going to be like every other guy if she knows I want sex. Motherfucker, every guy wants sex. That's not the every look, here's the thing. All women know you want sex. Now, you can confuse a woman. Okay, this is what I mean. If you go up to a woman and you start talking about your life and where you grew up at, and you start talking to her about your future plans and aspirations, and then you take her out on 2 or 3 dates, you can confuse her. And you can make her believe in some cases that you want more than just sex. There have been guys who have gotten sex that way. To me, I refuse to do that. To me, that's a sucker move because that's too much time. Okay, you're wasting too much time. And here's my thing. For all the guys that took a month to get sex from a chick, there was a guy or multiple guys she gave it to the same night. That's why I refuse to go that long route because I'm like, man, I ain't finna do that sucker shit. And them other 10 guys before me didn't do all that. And me, I don't give women the benefit of the doubt. I believe all women are capable of having sex the same night. I just believe it. Now, that doesn't mean that all women do or have.
My bad, Zach. You know, you spitting right now. You spitting right now.
No, I got to say. Go ahead, though.
My bad. See, because it went by itself the second time. Like, even though the Marco know you spitting right now.
Yeah.
No, because I'm glad you brought that up. Because even on my YouTube channel, I've said it many times. Even as a simp, I used to get girls, right? Now, I'm going to be real. It wasn't always necessarily the girl I wanted and whatnot. But however, one thing that even as a simp I realize is that when I was doing like taking girls out to Applebee's, because remember, because back in the day, because that's how old you and I are, Applebee's used to be the spot.
Oh yeah, it was the spot.
Applebee's used to be the spot. Now Applebee's, nobody cares. But I realized that there were certain guys that I used to call it the easy go pass. You know, the easy go pass where people can just speed, right? They didn't have to wait in the traffic. They could just go through.
Yep.
So then I wanted to figure out how could I be one of those guys where I didn't have to do all that. You feel me? And there were certain girls where, okay, they were down for whatever. But then I noticed that there was a certain level of girls where I still would have to do that. Now, one thing that you and Lucario, because y'all collaborate a lot, is and I think I want you to address this here is there's a certain level of woman that, let's say, for lack of better verbiage so that we all can understand, make it easier to break it down. But let's say that there's a certain woman that every man has in their mind that they feel is out of their league. Like they call them a bad bitch now, right?
Yeah.
But like an 8, 9, or 10. And all of a sudden these cats are switching up their whole game. And that used to happen to me a lot, because where I'm like, yo, I can get a 6, I can get a 5. But then when I try to get like a 7 or 8, like, boom, I'm stuck. Where do you think that comes from, and how does a guy get over that? Because a lot of guys are probably dealing with that.
Yeah, well, it's a subconscious thing, because this is what guys think. Okay, and I'll give you a real quick example. If you live in Vegas, LA, Miami, or any of those places where there's a bunch of bad bitches, where a bad bitch is like a rock on a sandy beach, they're everywhere, right? You're going to see a lot of those chicks probably at the most trendiest spots where there's nothing but Benzes and foreigns in a parking lot. So when you see that, you're going to automatically associate bad bitch, niggas got money. Bad bitches, niggas that got money. You're going to associate with that. Okay, but here's the thing though. A lot of those women, well, shit, all of them really, all these women to me, they're just women. There's nothing special about them. To me, I don't get enamored or infatuated with a woman's.
So wait, because not to cut you off. So why do niggas put a certain chick on? Like even used to happen to me, Kazagan.
Yeah.
It'd be like, okay, 5, 6s, even 7s. I'm running through them, but 8s, 9s, all of a sudden, and nigga get stuck. I start.
Okay. I tell you why.
Because remember, Kazag and I called you Macario last summer, and I was blowing that chick like real talk. And this is one thing. This is how you know I'm a real nigga, Kazag. Because I think my audience appreciates the fact that I tell my L's publicly, right?
You're honest about it.
I mean, that doesn't mean that I tell every L, because there's some L's, Kazagan, y'all niggas will never know about facts.
You can't tell
I'm not talking about like I'm tricking crazy or nothing like that, but I'm talking about like, yo, I got played, son. Yeah. I got played. I'm talking about a nigga flew to another state. You know, Shorty didn't. Yeah. You already know, Kazagan. Yeah. But let me ask you this. Okay. Why do you think that there are men, even men that are doing decent with women, right? Mm-hmm. Like at that point, maybe for me it was what, anywhere like 2012, 2013. Yeah. But then when it comes to like that higher caliber woman, all of a sudden it's like we start simping again. Like everything that works for the 5, 6s, and 7s. Now all of a sudden you try that with it. Like,
I'll tell you.
You try that with the 8, 9, or 10, but it don't work.
Okay. I don't think guys are being consistent. I think it is a subconscious psychological thing. This is what I mean. A lot of men have low self-esteem and don't even know it. Okay. This is why I used to hear guys say, oh man, if I want some pussy real quick, I'm going to go talk to the average chick in the corner, or I'm going to go talk to the chubby chick, because they figure she got low self-esteem, so she's easy to get. But here's the psychological part of it. If you really believe that a woman who's considered a 5 or maybe even below has low self-esteem compared to what you think 8, 9, or 10 might feel about herself, that means you have low self-esteem when it comes to more beautiful women. And you think that the women who are average looking or slightly above average looking is more to your speed, and you have to do extra shit to get a bitch that's prettier. You have low self-esteem. Because what happens when dudes say, oh man, if you want a bad bitch, then you have to make 6 figures, or you have to drive this, or you have to live here, because they have low self-esteem in reference to their level of career success. And in some cases, they might have low self-esteem as to the way that they look. They feel like if I was taller, or like you said earlier, if I had a 6-pack, if I had a better body, if I could rock a wife beater in public and look good and shit, I would feel better about coming up to the Brazilian looking chick in a 2-piece bikini. But because I got a little chub on me and shit, and I'm not as tall, I'm gonna go to the chick who's like kind of my style or my speed looks wise. It's a low self-esteem thing, in my opinion.
I think another thing, Kazagan, might be that, you know, there's this whole stigma that those bad chicks are more higher standard, bougier. But in my experience, some of the baddest chicks, they were quicker to give up the coochie than the 5s.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Here's the deal. Okay, no matter how a woman looks, they're just women. Okay, and they're all susceptible to the same thing. Here's the deal. Okay, a lot of guys think just because a chick is bad that she has nothing but dudes with money around her. That's not always true, because even though she's a bad bitch, she might have low self-esteem. Okay, and she might be a bad broke bitch. So because she's so broke, okay, she hang out where broke niggas hang out at. You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay, so
that reminds me of the story I always told that where one of my boys' girl cheated on him because she used to be at the trap house, because that's how she got free weed and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
see, I got a story. I
know I shouldn't be saying that, but they were some dusty niggas, and they were all and this girl was bad too. I'm like, but because she wanted to get high, like,
look, women bargain their coochie out like nobody business. The RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, he did an interview a few years back, and in that interview, he was talking about how his wife cheated on him, and she cheated on him with the weed guy. It blew his mind that he gave his wife this opulent, lavish lifestyle, and she would cheat on him with a guy who sells weed for a living. And I'm like, the reason why she cheated on him because she was sexually attracted to him. Okay, period. Okay, now she was already getting high because her man was buying the weed, so she didn't need him for weed. But I guarantee you, one day he showed up, to sell whatever he was going to sell, and she looked at him, and there was something about him that made her say, "I'm going to give him some ass." And they got some ass. Yeah. So to me, at the end of the day, sexual attraction trumps everything. If you can have a conversation with a woman and she views you in a sexual way, that trumps everything. Now, I will say this. This is where money does come in. And shout out to Alan Roger Kerr. Shout out to him. He told a story about how he was fucking this bad bitch, and she would fuck him, but she would never be in a relationship with him because he didn't make enough money. So what guys have to understand when it comes to a woman's selection criteria, who she chooses to have sex with versus who she chooses to be in a relationship with is different. Her standards are going to be different if it's going to be a relationship, where if it's just sex, she just needs to be sexually attracted.
Same as men, because we as men I can't say the word.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah. We do the same thing, right? Because there's certain girls we know, like, okay, I'm gonna make her my girlfriend. You already know, but there's certain girls you'd be like, I'm gonna just get the top as long as I can.
Women do the same shit to us.
Wait, facts. Wait, because I can tell them again, facts.
Women do the same thing. Again, selection criteria. Who a woman chooses to be in a relationship with versus who she chooses to have sex with is different. She's gonna have different. Like, I'll give you another example. I did an interview. It was an audio interview with a young lady, and we was talking about the types of guys she likes. She says a guy can have an average to a below average face, but if he had a nice body, she would consider fucking him. But if she was going to be in a relationship with him, he didn't have to have, a bulky body as long as he was handsome. So it literally changed from a guy who's average looking with a nice body, I'll fuck him. But if I'm going to be in a relationship with him, he has to have a handsome face, but his body can be average. That's how she felt about guys.
Well, Kazak, and I'm glad you're here because I get the whole, money has become a huge topic with the high value man, of course. But here's the thing, Kazak. One thing I've realized is that women care about money, but not like a lot of dudes think.
Exactly.
One thing, like I was telling you behind the scenes, Kazagan, now that I'm becoming more successful in other aspects of my life, the black men, and let me emphasize that, that black nigga, like just like your mama's ass. They're in the 30s, right? Early 30s, like I'm telling you. And these brothers are making 6-7 figures, right?
Yeah.
And I asked one of the brothers one time, yo, you think Shorty ain't, or some of these chicks ain't with you for the money? He's like, you know what, Solo? There's probably a small percentage that are, but most of these girls, believe it or not, they're not here for the money. Nigga, we ain't buying these, I'm not, he said. Yeah. I'm not buying these girls bags or taking them shopping or flying them out to Turks and Caicos. A lot of these girls just want to be around a rich nigga to experience what it's like.
You're saying something important. Keep talking.
So it's not like a lot of guys think that women just want men for money. No, women want to feel what it's like to be in that luxurious lifestyle. Okay. Even if she's not getting money, she want to be around a nigga that's luxurious. Because I can break that down, because I don't think a lot of guys get that point. When I bring it up, they think I'm capping. But you get exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And what it is when these women go out, they want to, they're seeking adventure. They're seeking adventure, fun, and excitement. So the niggas with the VIP joints, women are going to flock to. This is a fact. I've seen it too many times. If you got a VIP joint with your homies, women are gonna flock to that, and you can get some ass. You can get some ass off that. But you ain't. But see, here it is. You're not spending money on the women because you're already buying bottles for you and your homies, but you got women partaking in it. But a lot of times they just want to experience a little bit of that lifestyle, just a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? So when you said a major thing. These women, they're around these rich niggas because they're living a life. They're doing things that maybe the average nigga can't do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they go into certain clubs and trendy spots and lounges that the average nigga can't go to. And they're tired of hanging around there because, them niggas is boring. Okay? And women do not like fucking with boring dudes. So my thing is, and it's a certain way now, if you do got bread and you are living your life, you're enjoying a nightlife or whatever city you live in, there's a certain way you're going to move compared to niggas who don't got money. And women notice that. So you can get a women who are attracted to that type of thing. That does happen. You can't deny that. It's undeniable. That does happen.
Facts. Let me read the super chat real quick. Shout out to Stop and Think. He says, hopping back and forth between you and Jessica X. I'm also tuning into crypto space on Twitter, just showing support as usual. Yeah, fam, don't sleep, man. Get the crypto course, man. I got you. By the way, I'm going to be raising the prices on you niggas in a couple months because it's about to blow. Kazagan, let's talk about this. For me, one thing that when I was going through, I don't want to consider I would never say I was successful with women, but there was a period where Kazagan, I had so many women I had to turn some of them down because I had just too much, right?
Player problems.
But I noticed right away, Kazagan, the number one thing when people always ask me, well, what changed? What was different? It was my mindset. Like I started to believe like that I was a sexual type of guy that women would desire. I was that Negro, as I would say. You already know what I mean by that.
Yep.
But I believe when I look at the landscape today, the reason why a lot of men fail with women to begin with is because they don't even have a mindset. And I titled this stream positive mindset, right? Because, and when I say positive, I'm not saying you're walking around life thinking, oh, yeah, life is great, la, la. No, but you believe in yourself. You believe in your abilities. And when something where a woman rejects you, you don't take it personal. You keep it moving and holler at the next chick. Kazagan, do you think that a lot of men have positive mindsets, or do you think a lot of modern men, when I say modern men, I'm talking about 35 and younger, have a weak mindset or negative mindset?
I think they have a weak mindset. I think by and large, at least, I always say YouTube is a microcosm of real life. By and large, men have a weak mindset because, look, complaining about women gets you where? It gets you nowhere. My thing is, we all know women.
It gets you jerking off.
Yeah, it gets you jerk. Yeah, okay, you got to jerk off and watching porn all day. Because you can't win. Look, here it is with women. Okay, we know women are goofy. No one ever is going to tell you different. Women are goofy. They don't make sense half the time. But my thing is, let's talk about mindsets. You have to believe that you that nigga, that you that dude. Because here it is. If you have enough game and you have leadership, masculine leadership, you can influence women. You can influence them. Because I've dealt with chicks that did dudes bad, dog dudes out. But when they got to me, they didn't do that shit to me. Why is it they did it to the last guy, but didn't do it to me? Because there's something about me where she doesn't want to fuck it up. She's like, I'm feeling this guy carry out. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to be on my best behavior. So if you guys are dealing with women constantly who are always, disrespecting you, talking shit, it's something about your personality, okay, that's making them feel like they can do that to you. Okay, it's the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, and it does start with your mind. Okay, and a lot of guys don't understand, and I said this, and I made multiple videos talking about this. Okay, and most guys probably already know this. Your subconscious mind is stronger than your conscious mind. Okay, so
exactly. Say that again. Say that again.
Your subconscious mind is stronger than your conscious mind. Okay, let me use a real quick example of what I mean. Back when I was in the 10th, 11th grade, they had this after-school program where they would teach guys and girls to do gymnastics. I used to always want to do a flip. Subconsciously, I was scared to do a flip because I was worried about breaking my neck. Consciously, I would tell myself, I'm ready. So I kept working with a spotter, but subconsciously, my fear of breaking my neck was stronger than my desire to do the flip. So I was never able to do it. With a lot of guys, their subconscious mind is in the way. What do I mean when I say that? When they first walk up to women, they are already thinking about the prospect of being rejected. Not only are they thinking about that, but they're thinking about the prospect of the woman rejecting them in a rude way. So they have this angst and this anxiety before they even approach. And when they approach and start talking, because they have this anxiety and because it's deep-rooted subconsciously, they start saying shit inadvertently, not realizing that what they're saying is actually turning a woman off. Because you're in your subconscious.
Kazagan, I look at it like this, and I was telling you behind the scenes that I took this time of this demic, right, to self-improve. I was in a relationship last year at this time, right? It was very toxic, but she had a fat ass and the best coochie, and
there you go.
I ain't even gonna cap. It was the best ever, bro. But it's still and you know as well as I do. I mean, good coochie is good coochie, but eventually, if a woman is nagging at you, she ain't bringing anything else to the table. You're gonna get tired of it, no matter how good the coochie is, right? And a lot of guys think that getting coochie is the be all end all, but that's just a small part of getting women, and you always bring that up.
It's overrated, but go ahead.
I guess Kazagan, for me, I look at it I'm a different dude because a lot of cats have accused me of being a simp because I've said publicly, I like being around women. I don't like being around niggas. Because niggas gonna fuck your shit up. They gonna drink your liquor. They gonna do this. I like being around pretty feminine women.
Bro,
you know, because when you're around women, it's just relax. You know what I'm saying? But, oh, you simping. There's a lot.
You a simp? Hold on. They say you a simp just because you like having conversations and kicking it with chicks?
Bro, Zaggin, I had a nigga start a whole YouTube beef with me because I was out at the bar chilling with women and going on dates. He's like, I thought you were a monk. I said, nigga, I was monk for 6 months. Now I'm having fun.
Wow.
Like, okay, let's talk about that, Kazagan. Wow. What's your thoughts on monk mode? Me, I believe, like, yes, take time out of your life. Sometimes, like, I take 6 months out of my life where I'm not even dealing with chicks. I'm just focused on business or I'm grinding. Like in 2018, when all of a sudden my channel, my views blow up, my subs blow up, I didn't mess with no chicks for 6 months. And guess what? My YouTube channel became way more successful. I got way more views, way more money. And then, you know, when I started it to go up, then I was like, okay, I didn't get my dick wet. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? But what's your thoughts on monk mode? Do you believe in that, or do you think that's bad? What's your take on monk?
I don't believe in it for me, but I personally know people who've done that, and the reason why they did it because their mind wasn't in the right place, and they kept making bad decisions when it came to women, and they felt they had to take a sabbatical to relearn themselves and actually experience evolution and growth as a man. So I knew guys who stepped away from having sex, dealing with women at all, but it wasn't because they couldn't have sex. They just kept fucking with the wrong chicks who brought drama to their life. And they had to figure out, what is it about me where I keep fucking with these ain't shit bitches? So they took a step, reevaluated the situation, and made some changes within themselves, and then got back out there, and it was cool. But I do think some guys, here's the thing though. If you're going to be in monk mode, it cannot be out of vitriol. You can't be angry with women. That can't be the reason. Because my thing is, if you're angry and that's why you're not fucking with chicks, if you don't resolve that anger, you're just going to be an angry motherfucker all your life dealing with women. And then every time you deal with women, you're just going to have a negative experience because you have that hostility and that vitriol towards women. So it can't be that you're angry at women. It has to be you just realize that you're fucking up and you don't know what it is about you that's causing you to make bad decisions. So you just take a step away, focus on yourself, because there's a lot of guys that can't multitask, meaning they can't grow and deal with women at the same time. And the reason why the average guy can't grow and deal with women at the same time is because when they do deal with women, they put too much focus on a woman. Meaning this, you'll have a guy, he'll meet a chick, and all of a sudden he won't call his guy friends for like a month because he's so wrapped up with this chick. And he don't know how to space himself out and just give the chick a little bit.
Wait, Kazak, hold on one second. Hey, Raven, DM me on Instagram, Solo TV 84. DM me ASAP. We can get that taken care of. Okay, DM me. I know you're on OnlyFans, so DM me, girl. We'll make some content. You got to pay me though. They don't call me a simp for that.
But why not charge women? You said you got to pay me. See, why not? See, guys have been so conditioned that when it comes to the money thing, that it's the guy always doling out bucks for women. Why not the other way?
Facts.
Why not the other way? My thing is this. I have dating rules. The average guy does not have dating rules. Okay, meaning he just take whatever the fucking woman throw at him. And if she's attractive enough, he'll take more shit than a little bit. Okay, me, I have dating rules. I'm very stringent. I have no flex. I'm a very rigid individual. So when I very first meet women, it's literally my way or the fucking highway. You have guys that don't think like that. They think like, if she's bad enough, I'll make concessions for her. Okay, I'll acquiesce to her. And I'm like, no, you can't. You cannot do that, because what a lot of guys don't understand, the shit that you do in the beginning sets a precedence for how the woman will eventually look at you. So you literally can doom yourself by the way that you're behaving in the very beginning. An example would be this. I'm going to use this quick example. Let's say I meet a chick and we go out on 3 dates. And all 3 dates, I send a limo to her house with a bouquet of roses in the back of the limo, right? Let's say the 4th date, I pull up with my Toyota Corolla to pick her up. She going to look at me and be like, what the fuck is this? Where's the limo? Okay, where's the limo? Okay, I guarantee you do that to any chick, she gonna look at that fucking Toyota Corolla and feel some type of way, because your behaviors, you condition her to look at you in a certain way. That's why for me, I don't believe in spending money on women. You know what I'm saying? In the very beginning, because I don't want them to look at me as that guy. I want them to look at me as the dick guy. Okay, if I want some dick, I go to him for that. I don't want them to look at me in no other way in the beginning. Now, once we've been dealing with each other for a while and they get to know a little bit more about me, if they want to look at me in other ways outside of just sex, okay, we can explore that shit. But in the very beginning, nah, we fucking. That's it. Okay, I keep chicks in the basement, bro. No windows. They can't see the light. None of that. In the very beginning, no matter how the chick looks, she got to stay there at first because I have to evaluate her in that particular role.
Facts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. We got Kazagan 20 in the building. Shout out to him. Kazagan, I want to bring this back to mindset because as I was telling you, what helped me shift from becoming more of a simp to like being able to meet women and being more comfortable in my masculinity was to have more of a positive mindset. And one thing you brought up was negative self-talk, right? And I believe like in YouTube now, more than ever, you see a lot of negative self-talk. Like I was telling you, you got a lot of these incel type cats, black pill cats, who, oh, it looks, money, and status, it's all matters. But then I tell them about, you don't understand when you meet a woman, there's they call it vibe now, right? But an energy where y'all flirt with each other, eye contact. Like you can't quantify that. You can't quantify game or flirting or charisma, right? Talk about that because you bring that up a lot. You talk about sexual compatibility. You talk about that when you, because you know these incels, and I've heard them talk to you, Lakaria. Well, you know, 33% of men aren't getting sex, and they bring up all these numbers. But that's how I know, and I know you know that they ain't really in the field like that because they don't understand that there are nuances to this game of ours that we're talking about.
There is. Now, you said something earlier that women are simple. But when it comes to the game, there is a simplistic nature to it, but there's also complexities to it as well. And part of that, you know, one of the things I talk about is there are guys out here who do not know how to flirt. They do not know how to make themselves sexually desirable. And the reason why they caught up and their mindset is fucked up because they think sexual desirability and being able to exude sex appeal is simply about your looks. If you're not 6'4" with a six pack, if you don't look like an NFL linebacker, women ain't gonna want to fuck you on the strength. Here it is, man. If you ask the average woman, not the average looking woman, the average woman, if you asked her, how many guys do you see on a daily basis that you would fuck on the strength of how they look? They don't have to fucking talk to you. On the strength of how they look, how many guys would you fuck? Every day, how many guys do you run into? Most women will be like, I haven't ran into any guy all week that I would fuck only because of his looks. But now, if you ask them how many handsome or good-looking guys they run into, they'll say, oh, a handful every day. But again, how many of them would you fuck on the strength of how they look? They're going to run into a couple during the course of a week, right? They might run into 2 or 3 in a 7-day stretch, but not many. On the strength of their looks alone, not many. But what happens is most women, when they decide to have sex, now we're not talking about, you know, prostitutes or women who get paid. We're talking about women who have sex strictly on the fact that they want to have sex with that man. It was something that he said to her. It was a combination of his disposition, his demeanor, and something that he said to her that made her say, "Ooh, I'll fuck him."
And that's another thing, Kazagan, I want to say, not to cut you off, but I got to interject. A lot of people think, oh, Solo's a goofy nigga, this and that. When I'm in front of a bitch that I really like, and I'm sorry, I got to say it like that. Like Kazagan, my energy is completely different because you got to adjust your energy to the situation.
There you go.
She's going to be like, but yo, how you doing? My name is Solomon. I saw you from across the room. What's going on? Like, but it's your energy. When your energy synchronized properly and the girl picks up on the vibe, like, oh, this nigga's used to talking to bitches like me. Because he's cocky, he's smiling, he ain't out of character. Like, I'm trying to throw him. See, I be trying to explain that to like cats, but then I know I'm talking to cats who don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah,
bro. When I talk to you, know exactly what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
It works maybe for a certain scenario or setting, but you gotta adjust your energy. Like, I'm not always, yo, Solo TV 84, man, what's poppin', man? Sex! No. When I'm in front of a chick, like, hey, how you doing? Like,
your voice supposed to change. Like how I'm talking now. I'm talking to a chick, and be like,
that's why when you saw me on Fashion Fit, niggas was like, yo, what's going on with Solo? Why is his voice so calm?
You're around women.
I'm gonna go like, yo, Solo.
You're
They gonna
right.
look at me like, the fuck is up with this nigga?
It should be a natural thing. It should be a natural inclination, especially when you're around attractive women, for you to put on. Look, as men, we're human beings, but as men, we're multifaceted. Okay, when I'm around some of my male friends, I'm goofy as hell.
Wait, Kazak, do you believe I'm always goofy like that 24/7? Like, hey,
no, nobody is the same way 24 hours with everybody. We all have different sides to our personality, and the key is knowing which side of you to bring it out. Okay, now we're not talking about people who are schizo and they literally got 4 or 5 different people. No, we're multifaceted. Okay, when I'm at work or I'm doing work, okay, I'm very professional. I'm very punctual. Okay, when I'm around my friends, I'm goofy. I'm laughing. When I'm around women, I'm a little more, suave with the shit. Okay, I'm a little more smooth with the shit. But all those things encompasses who I am. I'm not acting or being someone different. I'm being the same person. I'm just showing the different sides that I need to show in the moment.
Facts. So it's funny because when YouTubers meet me, they're like, yo, nigga, you a lot quieter, calmer in person. Because I'm the type of nigga, like, when I walk in a room, I peep how many people are in the room. What is the situation? Who's like the scenario? I'm very like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm very conscious of my energy. Mm-hmm. So like when I'm on YouTube, like, yeah, I'll wild out, whatever. Yeah. But behind the scenes, like, I'm just very collective of my energy. So then it throws people off, Kazag, when they meet me first. Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, Solo, what's up? Is something wrong? I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm chilling. Bro, cool.
Look, I'm the same exact way. I'm very observant. I read people. So when I go into a spot, I sit my ass down, my little Tanqueray and tonic, and I'm quiet. And I study people.
Wait, Kazag, what's your drink of choice, my nigga?
Tanqueray and tonic.
That's a grown man drink, nigga.
With a twist of line. But Facts. But I sit there and I study the room. I study people. I watch shit. Like you said, I'm very conscientious of my vibe, the vibe that I'm getting off. But I'm also very astute. I pay attention to the vibe that I'm like. If I might have my eye on five or six women, and I'm just sitting down, chilling, watching them, watching how they move, watching their interactions with the various people they interact with. And a lot of times, I already know exactly how I'm going to attack just by me observing and just chilling. But but that comes with understanding body language, experience, and energy. Look, energy is palpable, man. I remember one time. This chick I was banging, okay, and I told the story a couple of times. I'm gonna be brief as I can. This chick I was banging, I had her at my crib, and I had a roommate at the time. And I was walking her to the door after we got done, finished doing what we was doing. And she stopped and just asked him a simple question about a tattoo he had on his back. And that's all she did was ask him about the tattoo. He explained it, and then they left. I came back, and it was a white chick. It was a snow bunny. You know what I'm saying? I said,
"Hey, because that likes the bunnies. Let's go."
I like them too. I like all women. But I told him. I came back and I said she wants to fuck you. And he was under the assumption that she said something to me. And I'm like, she didn't say nothing. I said I could feel it. It was like her sexual energy for him knocked me over. Like, God damn, I can feel it. I could, bro.
It's like Dragon Ball Z, right? When the nigga. Bro, power up, you're like, oh, his power levels on some other shit.
Now, let me just say this. I can't feel it all the time, but I can feel it a lot. When a woman has sexual energy and she's thinking hard about fucking, I can sense it sometimes. I can feel the energy. So I went back to him and I said, she wants to fuck you. And he didn't believe me. I said, so I quarterbacked the whole thing. I set it up. I said, I'm gonna give you her number. Pretend like you found it on my dresser and shit. I said, call her, tell her I went out of town. I called her. I said, she gonna come over. Sure enough, she came over like a day or two later. I'm in my room. She think I'm out of town. I'm in my room on my bed laughing. And he and I banging her out. You know what I'm saying? And I can feel it, bro. I can tell sometimes. And it's very subtle. It's not obvious. But once you've been around enough women and you have certain type of experiences, you can just tell some shit.
Yo, Raven, shout out to you. Hey, Raven, don't post your OnlyFans link no more. You said you horny. DM me. Stop posting. Yo, mods, if she posts her OnlyFans link again, yo, put it, delete it. Raven, DM me. Let's get you taken care of. Consensually, of course.
Consensually.
Because one thing I appreciate about you is like, you bring game not from you got to do point A and B and C, right?
Yeah.
You bring it from more of a mindset type level, right? Because when I hear you spit, it's like, oh, this cat, he's edifying to the mind because he's saying something. You come from a real mindset perspective where you're in tune, you know what's going on, right?
Right.
How do you think a guy, or what's the best or easiest way for a guy who has a negative mindset, I can't get girls, to get to a mindset where, yo, I can get that chick, even if he fails, the fact that he was willing to try is big enough, right? But how does one, in your opinion, go from a mindset where, no, these girls don't want me because I don't have looks, money, and status, to like, yo, you walk in the room, and I said this before, niggas thought I was bugging. Yeah. When I walk in the room, I think I'm the flyest nigga in the bar.
See, there you go. There you go. Look, let me tell you something.
And wait, Kazagan, you hear what I said? I said, when I walk in the room, I'm the flyest nigga in the bar.
You gotta think that.
Like, Kazagan, real talk, I'm not capping. I remember one time I walked in.
I believe you.
One time, Kazagan, remember when those scarves were popping back in 2008, 2009, 2010? You know them big-ass scarves that niggas used to wear? I had the scarf on with my Kango head tucked low. I walked in, instantly made eye contact with two women. I didn't even say nothing. Next thing I know, they around me. They're like, oh, like, but that's the mentality that I still have it. Not like on 1,000 like I used to, because now when I go out, I don't really go out as like, oh, I'm looking for chicks. Back then, though, when I was, hunting. But you know what I'm talking about. How do you go from, these girls don't want to talk to me, to be like, you walk in that room and you're that nigga. Even though LeBron James might be over there, Michael Jackson, if he was alive, might be there. But you really think, yo, I'm the flyest nigga regardless in this room right now. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Kazagan?
No, I get what you're saying. Because here's the thing. Because guys be too, and I got consultations where guys, they'll tell me they'll go to clubs and it'll be all those forums in the parking lot. And they'll automatically think that they can't measure up to the guys in the joint because they don't have one of those cars. And I'm like, but the women ain't met you yet. See, this is what it boils down to. It's not about necessarily what you got on or what you pulled up in. It's about your personality. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in who the fuck you are? My thing is, and I agree with you on being the flyest motherfucker in the room. I think I'm the flyest motherfucker in the room. In fact, bro, let me tell you this quick story. I went to a club not too long ago with one of my partners, right? And he introduced me, he was like 3 or 4 chicks. And he introduced me to these chicks. And they were all bad, right? So he's talking to them, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves, but nobody's really talking to me. So I'm like, I'm looking at my friend, and I instantly knew, oh, he ain't fuck none of these chicks. These chicks is like friends to him. So I'm getting a little frustrated with him because he ain't really taking the conversation in the direction that I wanted to go in, right? So I interrupt the conversation, and I just say, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt y'all, but look, when I go home tonight, which one of you lucky ladies want to go home with me? Okay, just like that, okay? And all of them kind of looked at me.
Kazagan has used that once or twice and it worked. Right.
Okay, all of them looked at me, but one of them said to him, "Get your friend." But see, here's the mindset thing. I told that story to set up this. What did I have? What mindset did I have in that situation? I had literally, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what they say. I don't give a fuck if they reject me. I don't give a fuck if it works or not. I'm just gonna fucking tell them what the fuck I want. And if it happens, it happens. If it's cool. If it doesn't, no big deal. But I was being me, not giving a fuck. And that's the problem with a lot of guys. They do give a fuck. They give a fuck about being rejected. They give a fuck about being publicly embarrassed. Okay, you can't give a fuck. And they're outcome dependent. They're too worried. That's why a lot of guys, man, I'm not gonna compliment no woman. And it's like, fool, don't you know complimenting women is part of being flirtatious? That's why when I say a lot of guys don't know how to flirt, it's because you're not complimenting a woman. Now, you don't got to tell a woman that she's beautiful. I don't believe in telling women that they're beautiful and gorgeous. Okay. But what I do use is the word sexy. Okay. When you use the word sexy, it is a fact that it changes the dynamic of the interaction with women. If you throw the word sexy in the compliment, damn, some sexy ass legs, or you got some sexy ass lips, or you just sexy, or damn, you look sexy in that dress. That changes the dynamic of the conversation, because the woman's, if she's feeling you in that way, her response is going to tell you that. If she's not feeling you sexually, she's not really going to care too much about you talking about she's sexy. And her response is going to tell it all. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it changes the dynamic of the conversation. Women are used to being called you're beautiful, or you're gorgeous, or you're bad, or whatever. But when you tell a woman she's sexy and you point out a certain thing about her that you think is sexy, she's gonna look at you a little different because she's gonna want to know where you're trying to take that conversation to. You know where I'm trying to take it to. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about sex, right? That's why I say sexy.
A lot of these chicks be freaks, man. Especially, you know, when the sun came out early July, oh man, I was getting contact like crazy, bro. And even now that I'm working out, I'm getting in shape. You know, a lot of brothers that be running around the lake. So these old, you know, these mills, even these old dills, not dills, pause, like these gilfs, grandmas, right? They be looking like all these old women, young women. I remember one time I was talking to this white girl, and you know, I'm all sweating and shit. She's like, "Oh, there's an eagle, la la la." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, "Yo, I should have gotten her number," but I was self-conscious because you know I'm in a hoodie, I'm sweating. But she had a fat ass, and she, you know, she was the type of Becky I like. You know what I'm saying? But I was like,
you were self-conscious about your look. You was worried about you because you didn't present yourself the way you like to present yourself when you go out hunting. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, that's not, you know, abnormal to feel that way. That's not uncommon. I shouldn't say abnormal. That's not uncommon to feel like I'm not really on point like I normally am. Shit. So you start to get a little self-conscious, start to think about shit. You start to be worried about what she's thinking about.
Facts.
It speaks to the mindset thing. Guys are too worried about what the woman is thinking about. Just do you. Let the chips fall where they may. But let me just say this real quick, and back to what you were saying about being the flyest nigga in the room.
Mm-hmm.
If you walked into a room, like a little conference room, and there were 10 women in that room, you're supposed to believe you can fuck all 10 of them. Okay? Now, we know that it's very unlikely that you can, but you're supposed to have so much confidence. You're supposed to be like this. I can fuck all 10 of them chicks. All I need is about 20 minutes with each of them.
Fact! Yo, that's how I feel. If I got 30 minutes with the chick one-on-one,
just one. Yeah, I can fuck them. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I just need one-on-one time, 30 minutes. I'm bagging the bitch.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Now, we know that rejection is still gonna happen, but you can't be thinking about that. You gotta be thinking about, I'm so much that dude. Just give me about 20, 30 minutes in your ear. I'm gonna have you looking at me differently than when I first said, "Hi, my name is." You have to believe that about yourself. You have to believe that you have the personality, the charm, the charisma. You have to believe it.
Let's talk about this, right? And I like the fact that you're very objective about certain topics. You even mentioned off rip, like we know a lot of these women are goofy, right? There are a lot of guys out here kazagging, and let's keep it real. Because me and you, we're a bit older than a lot of these cats. But women, in my opinion, are far ruder than they were 10 years ago. Like even back in the day, it don't even matter if it was black, white, it don't matter race. You talk to a chick, even when she wasn't feeling you, she would like entertain your conversation to be courteous, right? Yeah. Now it's like I've had chicks flat out like I'm gonna keep it real because I remember one time specifically I was trying to talk to this black woman. She flat out ignored me like I didn't even exist, right? So the point I'm trying to make, Kazagan, is there are a lot of young men. They think to themselves, well, yo, Kazagan and Solo, what y'all saying is fly, but these women are entitled, delusional. You just had a woman come out on YouTube talking about if she breaks up with her boyfriend, he's still going to have to pay her bills and all that.
Yeah, I saw that goofy shit.
You know, it's like you guys are talking about like this whole game stuff it's done. It's for a different era. Now, Kazagan, in their defense, there is validity that more men are not getting sex than prior generations. So why do you think that is? And how can the tides turn? I mean, are women to blame for some of the fuckery that's going on right now in the dating market?
Both genders are culpable. I would never say blame men 100% or blame women 100%. Both genders are culpable. Okay, you have men that are full of shit and you have women that are full of shit. But here's the thing, though. To guys that have been rudely rejected, okay, I would ask them, okay, when was the last time you were rudely rejected and have you approached any women since then? So if a guy tells me, well, 6 months ago, this chick cursed me out, and I ask him, so have you approached any women since then? He tells me no, I'm going to be like, you're a crybaby.
Hey, Kazag, hold up. I come from the era that you didn't approach minimum 10 women a night. That was minimum. I remember nights, nigga, I used to go off. I approached 70 women one night. I got a lot of numbers that night. I didn't get Gucci that night. I'm gonna keep it real.
But it don't matter.
But I'm telling you, because that's the era that you and I come from. where we used to get rejected by multiple women
in one night.
A lot of these cats get rejected by one on Tinder, and
then all of a sudden they feelings hurt. They feelings hurt. Like, look,
you can't get rejected on Tinder, my nigga. It's no. Because I'm sorry, but that shit is goofy. Nah. Had a nigga send me a fucking 2-page email. Yeah, this shit, I was talking to these Tinder girls. They don't count. That's free pussy. I'm sorry, because it is.
But those women are ready to get laid. No, this guy, Waldemar Perez, he said something about being hurt at your core by rejection. And see, this is the problem that I have with the modern day man. It's like, and that speaks to why men are losing. Dudes is too emotionally connected to women saying no. How are you emotionally impacted by someone you don't know? Yeah, there we go. The social rejection affects you at your core. No. That means your mind is weak, fam. Your mind is weak. Here's the thing, and I want guys to remember this. These women that are rejecting you, they're strangers. You don't know them. How can a person you don't know impact you so much? And here's another thing. Why is it that guys are more emotionally impacted by what a strange woman says versus what a strange man says? Maybe because she has a vagina. See, if you break down everything, guys are so wrapped up and worried about this chick that has this vagina that basically told them, no, you can't have it. Now dudes is mad. Okay, dudes is walking around mad at women. You don't know these women, and they don't owe you shit, and you don't owe them shit. Okay, I've never been hurt or mad or angered or anything behind a woman rejecting me. It has zero impact on me. One thing about me, I stay very even keeled. I don't get too high, I don't get too low. Meaning this, I've had women compliment me left and right. You know, when I go out and I'm dressed and I got my little suits on, my little cufflinks, I've had women just give me all types of compliments, and all I tell them is thank you, because their compliments to me is just confirmation. I already know I'm the shit. I already know I look fly. That's why I got this shit on. So when I get a compliment, it's just confirmation. But you have guys, for them, compliments from a woman is validation. They feel like, yeah, I guess I'm doing something right. Motherfucker, I don't need a woman to tell me I'm doing something right. I already know I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of guys. They look too much towards women for their social validation. They look too much. No. Look from within. Okay, if you know you the shit, when you talk to the women,
hold up, he responded. He said, "The root." And by the way, shout out to Perez. That's one of my homies. Yeah. The root of that problem stems from absent fathers and single mothers raising their son to think from a female perspective, which I do agree with. I mean, if most black men, it's not a secret, are being raised by single mothers, so they're being raised with a feminine perspective.
Okay, but he said the root of that problem. What problem is he talking about, though? I don't know what problem he's talking about.
He says absent fathers are the problem. And single mothers are raising
Okay. Well, it goes back to what I said earlier. Okay, so would you agree that in most single family households that both people are at fault? Because my thing is, if the bitch ain't shit, why you fucking her? And for any women, if the nigga ain't shit, why you fucking him?
Yeah, because he wanted some coochie. Because you know, niggas will do anything for a nut, man.
But see, and that's the problem. Look, I've turned down pussy. I've turned down pussy literally right before I got it. Like in the act of about to have sex, the chick said something or did something I didn't like, and I just got up with a hard dick and all, walked up the goddamn door. Okay, on multiple occasions. When you can turn down sex, you realize you have more power over yourself than you think you do. Right. A lot of guys, y'all let these women take your power from you, and you being emotionally impacted by being rejected, you gave the chick your power. She got all your power, because basically you're saying, as long as she is receptive to me and dealing with me, I feel like a man, or I feel like, I feel good about myself when she's dealing with me. But the moment she leaves me or breaks up with me or rejects me, now I feel worse. You're using a woman to validate yourself as a man, and that shit ain't healthy, and it ain't masculine. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah. Because when it comes to mindset, positive mindset, just to wrap the topic up, I mean, do you have anything else you want to expound on that you didn't get to talk about? Because I know you see what's going on in the dating market. Yeah. Me personally, I think that it begins by your, like, where you're at mentally first.
It starts right here. Yeah, if your mind, you have to work on your mind. This is what God got to do, okay? You have to sit back, and I always say this. all of us as men, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. All of us. Nobody's perfect. We're all flawed. But you as a man, you have to figure out what are your strengths are. Okay. So what you do is you take your strengths and you make them stronger and you showcase those. Then you address your weaknesses. And the weaknesses that you do have, you turn some of those into strengths. You're not going to be able to turn all your weaknesses into strengths. But what it is you make your strengths so strong that it overshadows your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Period. And I think enough guys, they allow their weaknesses to overshadow their strengths.
I got to keep it real with you, Kazag. And one last thing I got to say. A lot of men that are successful with women or just in life, they don't hang around these incels because they don't want negative energy to bring down their energy. And when I say positive, I'm not saying they're going through life like roses are red, violets are blue. No, I'm talking about like even if bad stuff happened, they're like, all right, I'm gonna brush it off. You know, but I think a lot of guys, they're so negative and they don't realize that they're creating their own reality with their negativity, which is a fantasy. Because fear is what? Like, I forgot the acronym, but fear is fearing evidence appearing not real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're fearing something that ain't even happened yet. Why not think the opposite? Like, yo, there are two chicks there. I can bag both of them and have a threesome. That actually happened. You know what I mean?
I've done that.
It's not going to happen. So I guess, Kazak, my thing is, and by the way, shout out to Damon Wade with the $10 super chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. Let me hit this real quick. And you guys make sure to follow Kazagan's channel. It's Kazagan20. I will leave this up. This ain't going on Patreon. But I think that a lot of, and I get it. Look, I get it. There's a lot of women out here. They're on their fuckery. They're on their bullshit. But there's still a lot of men out here winning, Kazagan. I see it every day.
See, and you said something very important earlier. You said something about hanging with dudes where all y'all get it in.
Facts.
When I came to YouTube and I first started watching YouTube videos, it blew my mind that guys was complaining so much about women, that guys were saying all this negative stuff that they're going through with women. And I'm like, I can't relate to this shit. I can't. The only thing I can relate to is being rejected. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, and some other little bullshit here and there. But the amount of problems that a lot of young men are having, I can't relate to that because me, my twin brother, my other brother, all of our friends, we all had the same experience with women. It was easy. We got it in. You know what I'm saying? In high school. So it started from high school where we got it in. Chicks was fucking like it was going out of style back then. Okay.
And I will say this, Kazagan, even like you don't got to be the best looking guy.
No.
Like, and even that, like one of the things I tell guys is, yo, become in a decent shape. That's why I've been working out, not just for women, but to be healthy and feel good, right? But yo, these girls on these dating apps, Kazagan, they fucking off top. I'm Kazagan, no cap, bro. But if I'm an old nigga, I'm over 35, and I got 24-year-olds coming through to suck my dick in the middle of the night. Like these girls are looking for some. They freak hoes. Like, cause I remember back in our day, we used to have to take girls. Like, we used to have to tell girls, like, "Yo, you're my girlfriend." These girls don't care about that no more. I've had girls tell me flat out, cause I'm just looking for a one night stand. I'm like, okay, cool. Like these girls will, like these women know what they want. They want dick. And they want a lot of it.
Yes, and the majority of women, when we say the majority of women, we're talking better than 50%. We're talking about 70, 80, probably even 90. They just want some dick, okay? And a lot of the reason why these guys are having problems with these chicks on these dating apps is because they're treating these chicks like their next girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? They want to get to know the chick.
The next one, Kazagan, I didn't hear you, bro.
No, I said the reason why they're having trouble on these dating apps is because they're treating these chicks like their next girlfriend. They stop talking to women like you would a potential girlfriend. Talk to these chicks like you would a fuck buddy. To me, I don't understand.
Kazagan, but that's where simping. I'm so glad you bring this up. Yeah. That's where simping stems from. If you were raised by a single mother, your mother raised you. Believe that all women are virtuous, queens. Okay. So guys go in. Thinking that the chick that they're talking to, she's like my mother, but my lover. You get what I'm a weird obsidian type complex, you know what I'm saying? Like in the Shakespeare book. But that's the issue, Kazagan, is that you have a lot of men being raised that they think that women, oh no, she's a queen and angel. But the night before,
No,
she
they're
was
not.
getting gangbanged
No,
by
they're not.
Tyrone
No,
and
they're not.
Bruce Lee. Hiya!
Okay.
Like,
my thing is this, okay? The problem with a lot of guys, they think there's a distinct difference between a quote-unquote bad girl and a quote-unquote good girl. Most women are comprised of both. They'll be the bad girl for the right guy, and they'll be the good girl for the guy they need to be the good girl for, especially when they want to manipulate you. They want to take advantage of you. They want you to feel like look, women are very adept at being able to manipulate men. I say all the time, women are chameleons. They know exactly what to do in any given moment to have you thinking whatever it is they want you to think. Okay. And the more attractive they are, the more you're apt to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't believe nothing women say. Nothing. There's nothing a woman I just met can say to me where I'm gonna believe it. Okay. I don't believe shit. I remember one time I was at a strip.
wait, Kazagan, I do believe everything a woman says to me when she's on her knees.
There you go. There you go.
Kazagan, he get it. He get it.
No, I get it. I mean, one time I was at a strip joint, right? And the stripper was sitting on my lap. And she was telling me how wavy my hair was and shit like that. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and my head was, but I knew why she was doing it. She was doing it because she wanted me to feel good about the fact that she noticed it. And she was hoping that it would lead to me tipping her. And maybe offering to buy her a drink or offering to, get a lap dance or some shit like that.
Is this the Kazagan Simtails? Did you buy her the drink, bro?
Yeah, no, hell no. No, I know you did. No, I don't. Let me tell you something. When I tell niggas this, niggas don't believe me. One thing I've never done in my life is buy a chick a drink at a club I just met. Never. Now, I might have fucked the chick, then got a drink with her later on down the road. But when I first would introduce myself to women at bars and nightclubs, I don't believe in buying drinks. And the reason why I don't believe in buying drinks, because I don't want them, and again, it goes back to, I want them to look at me a certain way. And I want them to look at me as the next guy they're going to fuck. I don't want them to look at me as the next guy that's going to buy them a drink. Now, I've had women. Now, one time I did offer to buy a chick a drink. Okay, so now keep on. So I want to be honest. Again, I've never bought a woman a drink, but one time I did offer to buy a chick a drink. And she said, cool, my boyfriend's in the bathroom, get one for him too. Right? This is what she said to me. And I'm like, I just shook my head no and walked the fuck off. So I almost did buy a chick a drink one time, right? But I've never bought a chick a drink because for me, it was just like, no, I just want to fuck. I don't want to, bro. I'm allergic to spending money. Like, okay, bro, I'm allergic. Okay, and don't get me wrong. If I'm dealing with the chick and we've been having sex and I really like her, when I do spend money, I can be generous when I'm fucking with a chick that I'm really feeling. But we gotta fuck first, man. Now, but don't get me wrong though, because guys can misconstrue that. When I say we have to have sex first, it doesn't mean that just because we had sex that I'm gonna start taking you out. I still gotta like you. Okay, there's a lot of women, bro, I've dealt with that I really didn't like that. Like their personalities, I didn't like them like that. And for me, it's a privilege to be out with me in public. For me to take you out, and now if I just meet you somewhere, that's one thing. But if I take you out somewhere with me in public, bro, that's a fucking privilege. And I think a lot of guys, they need to start looking at themselves as the good catch instead of looking for a chick to be the good catch. Look at yourself that way. Okay, when you look at yourself as someone that chicks should be lucky to fuck with, okay, you're not gonna take a lot of the bullshit that you might be taking now.
That's fire. Kazagan, any final words, brother, that you want to say to men or where they can find you?
Okay. Yeah, again, Kazagan20, that's a YouTube joint. On the gram, Kazagan20 as well. I have the website, manhoodisskillset.com. So, come through and fuck with me. Now, let me just say this on the way out. First of all, Solo, thank you. Appreciate you, brother, for having me on. It was an honor to be on your joint, so I do appreciate that.
Thank you, Kazagan. Not that I was on some bullshit. I thought you was on the East Coast because the way you talk on it.
No.
So I appreciate you, Kazagan, because I don't want you to be like, yo, this nigga Solo keep playing me on the interview. Like,
no. It's cool. It's cool. And I've gotten that. A lot of people think I'm from the East Coast because of the way I talk, and I'll be rocking these Yankee hats all the time. But now, I did live, on the East Coast for quite a while, but I lived everywhere, though. So I don't have one particular way that I am because I'm not from the South. I'm not from the East. I'm everywhere. I'm like a melting pot. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I am. But let me just say this, men. I want men to win, okay? And now I'm gonna talk shit about you motherfuckers, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like seeing men who are weak. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like men who talk weak. I don't like passive men. I want men to be assertive, right? I want men to be direct, assertive, just on some snatching bitches up, you know what I'm saying, type of shit. I don't want dudes to be afraid of these women. These women are nothing to be afraid of. But also, guys just got to change their mindset. And a lot of guys have this loser's mentality, or whether they know it or not. And when you talk to women, it comes out in your verbiage, it comes out in your energy. And sometimes the things that you don't say can get you rejected almost as quick as the shit that you do say. Meaning this, you can have a woman who is sexually attracted to you, and you don't know it. Okay, a lot of guys think if a woman is sexually attracted to you, she's going to show it. No, sometimes she won't show it because she's waiting for you to open that door. A lot of women are worried about being judged, so they want you to broach that topic first. So now they feel comfortable about having sex with you real quick. And this real quick, I have this shirt that I'm selling on Teespring, by the way, that says "Let's be hoes together." That was one of the phrases I used to use to women when I would try to take them home, and they would be like, "I just met you. I don't want you to think I'm a hoe." And I'd be like, "Think you're a hoe? How could I think you're a hoe?" I said, "Look, if we do this together, then I'm a hoe too. Let's be hoes together. Let's be hoes together." And that shit would work. That shit would work.
Because they ain't gonna get it though. They gonna call you a simp. You know what I mean? Wait, let's talk about that real last question.
Yeah.
I personally believe the word simp has been overused to the point now that, like, Kazagan, remember what I told you behind the scenes? Like, I remember a nigga started a whole YouTube beef with me because he saw me with some snow bunnies. It's gotten to the point now where it's like, if you say, "Yo, I was on a date or something," in this space, we're simps. "Oh, you took a girl on a date. You're a simp. You're a simp." I'm like, yo, hold up. Last time I checked, this space isn't anti-woman, but there's a lot of anti-woman energy.
They hate women. They hate
you got
women.
dudes talking about some weirdo shit with sex dolls. Y'all niggas weird.
Okay.
Y'all niggas weird. I don't advocate dolls. I don't advocate, getting pegged. I don't advocate none of that shit. Let me be clear. Anybody got a problem with that, say my name. I dare you. I double dare. I triple it. Say my name. You niggas that fuck with sex doll, they weird.
Yeah,
come on. Imagine, nigga, you done with a doll. You wipe yourself. Yeah. Did you enjoy that doll? And then you make their own voice in your head like, "Yeah, I did, Daddy. Thank you."
I don't.
That's some weirdo shit.
It is. To me, us being heterosexual men, I don't get why men don't like to be touched by real women.
But that's the thing. It's like
the energy of a woman.
Now you're a simp.
But me saying that, and here's the thing with dates. Here's the thing. Now, me, the problem I have with a lot of guys is not that guys go out on dates with women. I go out on dates with women too. Once I've been dealing with them for a little while. But my thing is, a lot of guys don't know how to date right. And what I mean by date right, they make the date all about the woman. And they want to make sure they go someplace where she's comfortable. They're worried about if they don't spend enough money that she won't like them or that she gonna think that the guy's cheap. And my thing is, the date ain't got nothing to do with the woman. The date is you. The date should be all about you. If you're gonna take a woman out on a date, go somewhere that you want to go and just invite her along. Invite her along with you. Okay. But a lot of guys, they're trying to make the date as comfortable and entertaining as possible for the woman. And to me, no, it's about you. If the woman wants the date to be entertaining and all this cool shit, then she can take you out on a date and pay for it. But if you're taking her out on a date, you take her where you want to go. Okay. And my thing is this: if a woman is really into you for you, and she's really genuinely attracted to you, most women, they don't care where the fuck you take them. They just happy that you invited them along. And guys need to start thinking with that mentality.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kazagan 20, highly underrated, probably one of the most underrated YouTubers. I rocks with the nigga. Listen, when I become a millionaire and start fucking with these 9s and 10s, Kazagan, I'm gonna have you, nigga, I'm gonna blow up your phone like, "Yo, I got this 9 and 10 talking about she gonna bring her friend. Is this a setup, my nigga? Are they trying to rob me?" Like, that's what I'm gonna be asking you then, Kazagan be like, "Nah, nigga, just make sure you do it at the Hilton. You'll be all right."
There you go. Stay away from Motel 6. There you go.
Nigga, Kazagan, if I have $1 million, I'm not going to no Motel 6.
I feel you.
I'm fucking bitching at the Hilton, bruh.
Yeah,
we do OnlyFans shit, bro. Like,
or the Ritz-Carlton or something. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be at. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out, man.